So okay, we're going to talk about the question number 5, and for this question, we're going to talk about two important graph traversal strategy. The first one is DFS. The second one is BFS. And this question asks us to figure out which door leads to the food and which one don't. So this is a problem description. For the graph traversal problem, we have two different strategies. The first one is the DFS, the depth first search. The second one is BFS, the breadth first search. And they both works for the graph traversal problem. But in this question, we're going to talk about the DFS first. I'm going to write the pseudocode for the DFS search for this problem. And generally, we have a DFS function call, and the input is a graph, right? So where there are any unvisited vertices, we're going to explore that unvisited vertices. Okay. Vertex. Okay, so here's a question: which node we need to call on the export function? Okay, so we can see this question. We have three different components, right? The component connect to the door A, the component connect to the door B, and the component connect to the door C. And for these three components, one single export function call cannot traverse the entire graph, because these three components are isolated. There's no edges between them, right? So we need to use our export function to call on the vertex 1, vertex 7, and vertex 12. So we use the export function on those vertices or vertex. And after we use this type of strategy, we can traverse the entire graph, right? And the export function can return whether the door leads to the food or not. So this one can return kind of a Boolean value, but how you design the algorithm is kind of depending on which type of question you encounter. Okay, so here's a question, part 1. Okay, we're going to talk about the second part of the question. And for this question, we're going to give the pre and post ordering of the graph starting from the door A. So it specifies like which kind of vertices we start from, which is from the root on door A. Okay, and also it helps us to break the ties in numerical order. So we're going to talk about the pre-ordering first, because that is something more important. Okay, so for the pre-ordering, we firstly start from the vertex 1. Okay, so there's two choices that we can make. The first one is that we can visit the second node, the vertex 2. The second choice is that we can visit the vertex 4. But the question describes that we need to break the ties in numerical order, so we only need to visit the vertex 2 first, and then visit 4 after we visit any nodes that connect to the vertex 2, right? So we're going to visit the 2 first, and after we visit the 2 first, we'll mark anything we visit as visited. So it will make us to prevent us from like visiting one vertex twice, and that's something we don't want it to happen. So after we visit the vertex 2, we're going to visit the vertex 3. Okay, so here's a really interesting part. So for vertex 3, there's kind of two edges to connect the vertex 3. The first edges is this one. Okay, I'm going to highlight the edges. Okay, so vertex 3 it connects to the vertex 2 and vertex 1, but we cannot visit any of these vertices, because those vertices we mark as visited, so we won't continue to visit those vertices because it will double visit one vertex twice, right? So we'll return to the first node. Okay, so for the first node, we have visited the vertex 2, and the only choice we left behind is the vertex 4, right? So with the vertex 4 and 5 and 6. So here's the pre-ordering. And the second step we need to do is to write the post-ordering for this graph. Okay, so in terms of post-ordering, we just need to write the return function call for the export function, and it will be from 3 to 1, 6, 4, 5, 4, and finally 1. So here's the pre-ordering and post-ordering for this question. Okay, so here's the final part. Okay, so in the final part, it asks us to figure out the DFS traversal starting from the door A, that the pre-ordering is the reverse of the post-ordering. Okay, and also there's something really important we need to understand. It asks us to take a work from the entire graph. Okay, so we wanted to traverse the entire graph, but only with one DFS traversal. So it means that we cannot have 3 separate components. We need to connect 3 different components together by adding new edges. So also the pre-ordering is the reverse of the post-ordering. So I'm going to go over this graph. This question is a little bit challenging, but you can just solve this question by trying some, by connecting the 3 components together. Okay, we're starting from the door A. Go to the vertex 1. Go to the vertex 2. Go to vertex 3. And we'll connect the 3 to the 4. 4 to the 5. 5 to the 6. Okay, so here's the new edges we connect. We'll highlight them. Okay, so we wanted to connect the first component to the second component, so we're going to connect the vertex 6 to the 8. Right. It's not 8, it's we want to connect to the 7 because it's the root of the new components. Okay, this one. 7, okay. And from 7 we go to the 8. From 8 we go to the 9, and from 9 we can go to the 10. From 10 we go to 11, and from 11 we wanted to go to the root of the door C, which is the 12. Is this one? Okay, from 12 go to the 13, 14, 15, 16. So here's the entire traversal, and we can see that one DFS function call can traverse can work through the entire graph, and that's basically our solution for the third part of this question. And that's all. Thank you.